Welcome back to the garden. I am Elias Castillo with EMC Outdoors. Today I want to take the time and explain a little bit of my backstory and tell you how I got into gardening and how is it that I do what I do here. So let me tell you a little bit about that. So I am in Columbia, Maryland, and I have been gardening here since 2011, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I started with one plot over at the back one there, and then a few of the other plots became available, and I've started adding one at a time, and now it's 3 plots. So the plots, the entire area is about 20 feet by 75 feet long, so it's quite a bit of garden, and it's quite a bit of food that I produce here. I tend to say that I produce about 80% of my food and vegetables for the summer and fall months, and I give a lot of it away. So I like growing a lot of peppers, tomatoes, potatoes, and greens. So if you come to my garden, that's what you'll see a lot of. And in the past few years, I've gotten pretty good at seed saving. So I let a lot of the plants go to seed. I save the seeds and I use them the next year. So you'll see a lot of flowers in the garden because I do that. And today I want to give you guys like a general layout of my plots. So let's head down here and I'll show you the one that I started with originally. So this right here was my very first plot. It is 20 feet by 25 feet long. I've tried many layouts in this area before, but generally having the perimeter be empty, so you walk around the perimeter, and having the beds in the middle seems to be the best way to grow vegetables around here, because if you use the path in the perimeter, you're stepping on the weeds and they kind of don't grow as much. So for me, it's a little bit of a better method to do it that way. So yeah, so this plot here has 5 beds. So right now it has potatoes that I'll show you guys on a later video. This side right here is going to be squash. This is going to be watermelons. Then it's going to be squash. And then here is where I planted that zucchini and corn on the last video, so you'll see that here. And I still have a little bit of space here, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be planting here. Probably sweet potatoes. I have a few sweet potatoes that I want to plant, so I'm going to put those in there. And on this side I have a little bit of a perennial herb garden. So I have sage, chives, Chinese chives and regular chives, and then I have rhubarb. This is my compost pile for this particular plot. So every piece of wood chips or weeds that come out of this plot go into that one. So yeah, so this one's pretty nice. It's just starting because I started at the top of the hill there, not hill, but at the top, and I've been working my way down here. Now, this is the second plot, and in here I have kind of a perimeter, but also I only have 3 beds in here, but they are a little bit more spaced out and a little bit wider. So on this end here I'm going to have loofah gourd, and underneath them I'm going to be growing some herbs. So I have some chives here, some garlic, and at the top there I have some catnip and some tomato at the end. This one right here is going to be all tomatoes and peppers, and the top end there is going to be a few herbs. This one right here is going to be all pole beans. This side of the bed is going to be tomatoes, and those are the ones I planted the other day. They're doing pretty nicely. And this end here I have there goes my harvesting bag. I have the peppers here, asparagus in the middle, and the top end is going to be okra and cucumbers. So I'm going to interplant those, and then you see on the side there I have some leeks. So this right here is a perfect example of letting your plants go to seed. So this is cilantro, It's going to seed right now, so I can collect the seeds probably in about 2 months. This is leeks, so I'm gonna save those leek seeds. This is the compost for these 2 plots. So there you go. I have to do a little bit of weeding in this path here. It gets pretty weedy because I don't use it as much. So you can see here that the spot that you don't walk on is the one that starts getting the most weeds. So you want to make sure you leave that perimeter open. Okay, so this is the plot that I started gardening this very early this season. So I started this one in March, very early in March, and I had mixed results with this one because I started early. It got pretty warm really fast, and then it got cold. So these plants didn't like that. These are supposed to be cold weather crops, and cool weather crops like to have very even temperatures at all times. So this is my lettuce bed with some spinach in the middle, and then I'm going to transition this whole bed probably next week. So I'm going to come in, take out a few clumps out, and then plant tomato plants and pepper plants in here. And then in here I've already started doing that by bringing in some of this tomatoes. I'm letting this kale go to seed right now, so I'm going to be able to clip it at the bottom. I'm going to make a video of that on how to save those kale seeds. It's pretty simple and easy, so you don't even have to buy seeds. So this is more kale seeds here. These are a blue flower that I got in a packet a few years ago, and they just keep coming every year. So last year I grew them over there, and then I put some seeds down over here. So it's been pretty good for them this year, you can see. And in between here I actually have some spinach. So believe it or not, I am doubling up on this side here. I'm growing spinach and flowers at the same time. And in here I have more kale, which I'm gonna leave here for a little longer because the pods are not fully formed, but pretty soon I'm gonna be able to take it out and then put in some summer crops. You can see a little bee is in here. Definitely enjoying those flowers. This is more cilantro here. This one's looking pretty nice. And this is my carrots and kale and lettuce bed, as well as some garlic that I have growing here. This is sorrel. It's like a sour sorrel. And then I have a few more evergreen onions that you can see the seed bulbs are already pretty ready to harvest. So I'm gonna be harvesting those soon. And over here I have a Concord grape trellis. So the plant is over there, I have it over here, and it creates a little bit of shade for me to work on whenever it gets too sunny. So it's pretty nice because of that. And then this brings me back to the same spot where we started this video. So it's not a huge plot, but it's definitely enough to keep me busy through the entire summer. And I like to garden starting the beginning of March if it's warm enough. Sometimes it's not. So beginning of March all the way through the end of December. And typically I'm harvesting something, at least some greens, some hardy greens. I'm harvesting something at all times. It is pretty easy to grow here. I think I am in zone 5, I believe. I'll have to double check that. But you know, the last frost is in the middle of May, and the first frost that we get is in the beginning of November. I mean, so you have a lot of frost-free gardening months, and then even after those frosts you can plant stuff like collard greens, broccoli, Napa cabbage, and stuff that loves the cool weather. So you can be gardening 9 months out of the year, if not more. And I haven't built any of the greenhouses or raised beds with greenhouses that some people do, and I believe that if I did that I probably could garden year-round. But I like taking those 2 months off in the winter, just time to reflect, to plant for the garden. Obviously sometimes you can't really do it because it's too cold, but yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and right now it looks like a lot of dirt because it's not overgrown yet, but soon enough it's going to be pretty big. So I hope you guys can tag along to this for this gardening season. This is my 9th season, obviously. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, please like it. Please hit the thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.